Hello there, everyone. This is Jasmine, aka Gladiator in Sweats, and I'm here with the weekly tarot forecast for the week of June 17th through to the 23rd, so Sunday to Saturday. I'm coming in a little bit late on this, or a little bit later than I usually upload this. This week has just been really interesting, I guess, to say the least, for myself personally. Which I feel probably resonates with a lot of people as well, just for their own personal lives. So I'm just going to get into the spread, as well as the two oracle cards that I used, or the two that I pulled, more specifically, to conclude the reading. So I've actually decided not to really focus too much on the transits. Only not that I don't think that they're important, but that I just would prefer to use the cards and just let it flow, as opposed to trying to really have this really organized in any kind of set way. But I will mention that we do have summer solstice, which will be tomorrow, as of today, which is Wednesday. So tomorrow, Thursday, we have the summer solstice. The day that the sun enters Cancer. But this is also, again, as we have this really important opposition that I keep bringing up, with Venus and Mars opposing each other at the nodal points. So I actually am going to work on that after I put out the daily video for today. So again, like I believe I mentioned yesterday, I'm gonna put out this video about the summer solstice, or just about my take, or just the things that I've been meditating on when I've been thinking about this. So there's that. And then Sunday we do have not just this time, but I feel like a lot of this time that we've had, especially with all of this Gemini energy, is us really having to spend a lot of time in our, not really just in our minds, but really spending time with our mindsets and our mind patterns, and really being meditative about it, being very introspective, spending a lot of time trying to be more self-aware. So in all of this, not just, because, but all of this so that we're able to see, what do we feel really resonates with who we are, like what feels good, what doesn't feel good. It's really, a complete, the way that I'm seeing it, it's kind of like if you want to think of like a Mr. Potato Head, and there's just a certain design that, someone made, or you made, or whatever, and you're just remaking it. You're taking different parts off that that looked fine before, but now you're just feeling something different. Or you're taking back pieces that you liked all along, or not just liked, but pieces that were you all along and actually fit you more genuinely than others. And just all of this, where I feel like we're really just trying to figure out what resonates with us and what doesn't, through our interactions with other people. Because there really is there's no way to help, there's nothing to compare ourselves when there's just the one. So it's the need, and not the need, but there's the interaction between other people that is necessary for us to, trigger these, oh, okay, so that resonates with me, or this doesn't. So just gonna go to, I shouldn't really take many notes per se, just very basic. So I'm just gonna pretty much just do this more intuitively. So in our usual spot here of where we are now, or the situation, I pulled these cards, I want to say yesterday. The time is just really, I don't even know about if other people are feeling that way, to where the time is just not even just going by, but just your connection to time is changing. Like, I just don't even know the times of things, or when things are supposed to be open and closed. And that's kind of the space I've always been in, but it's just been real, like, just stronger. I don't know. But anyway, that's kind of the feeling, though, anyway, that I get here with the Six of Pentacles. It's as it mentions the Lord of material success, so it is this space of, I feel like for those that felt like they didn't have, they have. For those that felt like they have, they don't. I feel as if those that were in a state of feeling like they were giving so much to everyone else, they're kind of coming out of that, whereas the people that were controlling people through like other kinds of means, like I don't know, through manipulation or something, like they're losing that kind of control, and so their quote unquote success or whatever is decreasing, or it's not flourishing as much. Or I don't want to look at this necessarily in a monetarily way, but I'm just seeing this as like just really just a switching of the hands. Even when you think of for those that know the Rider-Waite, that the Six of Pentacles, like when I think of it, it is that when you move from that Five of Pentacles into the Six, is like the Five is when you're like completely desolate, and you're completely like just out of touch. You feel so out and alone and by yourself and helpless. And the Six is kind of like where it's switched out of, switching the place. Now you're in a space where you maybe be able to help other people, or maybe those that were the people that you may have been referring to for help are now needing your help, or not even necessarily needing, not so cut and dry in the way of like the roles completely switching. But I'm seeing it just as like in our own personal lives, many of us that maybe were in this place of feeling helpless and feeling like we needed so many other things and other people and things outside of us for help or for this and that. We're coming out of that, or have been coming out of that, at least the past couple weeks, I feel. And so with the Six of Swords, make sure we can see that there. With the Six of Swords, I see this as our minds needing to catch up to the way that we're feeling. And not just that, but because we did have Venus enter Leo, we have Venus in Leo now, and Mercury will be shortly behind. It'll eventually be there, and then I believe you should have the Sun, Mercury, and Venus all together in Leo. But whole point is, I see this as not needing to catch up, but like our minds catching up to what already is. Our realities needing to catch up to how it is that we're feeling. We're feeling, abundant, or not even just abundant, but we're feeling out of, a state of, whether it is material poverty, where it is, not having so much money, but now feeling, a little bit more financially secure. Or it could be, even morally, where you feel much more stable and grounded and connected to source. And even if you notice the names for both these cards, we have the Lord of Material Success and the Lord of Earned Success. So seeing this as, again, even just the way that he's gripping the swords, I'm seeing it as, the swords having been all over the place, our thoughts and our mind having been all over the place, and not just confused, but just, wishy-washy kind of in a way, especially with, the Gemini energy of just being able to see so many different sides of things, or just being able to see different points of view that you maybe weren't able to see before, but now it can just get extra confusing because, again, as I've been mentioning, having to learn discernment. And so I'm seeing this as also a little bit of that, but with this, both sixes, I'm seeing this as with the earth and the air, both of these being kind of the more feminine aspect of, I'm not sure how to put this without it being too confusing, but the way you can look at fire and air is considered the masculine. But air, I guess, if between the two, you could see that as the more feminine from the fire. Same way with water and earth. You can kind of see the water maybe, or that's what I meant to say, water is more the feminine, and then the earth's kind of the more masculine vibration of that feminine energy. So I'm seeing this as like a very nuanced, very complex kind of just integration, a yin and yang balance coming together here. As far as the known and unknown factors, which I think is very interesting because we have, again, more sword cards. So I think this speaks not only to all of this past Gemini energy, but because we did have Neptune slip retrograde this week, it's stationed and now it's officially retrograde. I'm seeing this as, because this card has actually come up quite a few times, I believe, in some of the spreads, I'm seeing this as us starting to recognize the hypocritical nature of things and the paradoxical nature of this current reality, of this duality that we live in, with this Two of Swords here, with this Libra moon type of energy of feeling maybe indecisive, of how I was mentioning, of this going back and forth. But I'm also seeing this as, especially with this card, the way that they actually put the flower, which is supposed to be representative of like the heart, if you will, of us really being able to kind of actually feel our way out of not just situations, but be able to feel our way, use our intuition to make not just decisions, but see through whatever sort of illusions are here, especially with this in the known factor, this Eight of Swords, of us being in this space of even the way you can look at this, the way that, again, as I mentioned, with the flower being the heart, you can see that all of these different layers blocking the heart and holding it in place in all of these different ways. And the only way to really be able to not just get through these layers is not just through feeling it out, through intuition, through not using and relying so much on what seems and sees and looks a certain way, but on how it also feels and using a certain emotional intelligence. But not just that. What I also feel with this is, especially with Neptune retrograde, it's this like dropping of the curtain, like complete dropping of, this is the way I'm imagining, imagine like a stage production or a show, just any kind of show, even like a concert or something, right? And there's a performance going on or something like that. And the whole time, or not even the whole time, but halfway through, or, in the middle of it, you start to see like the curtain starts to drop a little, or like there's little bits of the background that you're able to see. You're starting to see a little bit of the behind the scenes, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. Normally I'm not able to see all of these things, or you're just kind of like, whoa, did I just see that? Like, maybe if you're at a concert being like, wait, did I just see like the person in the back, doing the lip sync, and if you want to look at that in that kind of like very metaphorical way. But this is what I feel like a complete dropping, where like the complete backdrop falls back and you see the entire production, and it's like now you have a chance to really like whoa. And this is where I feel like it's like taking a step back, and not just stopping, but taking a step back. That's almost the way that I see with this Neptune retrograde, of it kind of stationing and appearing to us as it's going back. For those that know about astrology, we know it's not actually truly traveling backwards, but it's about that's our perspective here on Earth, which is, I guess, really the message that ultimately Neptune is really trying to tell us about everything. That everything is about perspective. That the perspective is what matters. And not just what matters, but that is where the power comes from. And that the ability to change perspective is the ability to also tap into different potentialities, different I just don't know the way to put it. It's just you're able to really not just see it from different ways, but you're able to break out. Almost see it as like, again, as I mentioned before, of peeling back like the layers, the onions, peeling it back and being like, wait, okay, so now I finally see what this was really all about. Or even if you want to look at it as like taking a step back. That's almost the way I also see the Hermit card. Oftentimes the Hermit card in tarot decks can have like a chapel or a town or something in the background to kind of symbolize, you know, the people or like society or just like the area around everyone else. And so that's what I'm really feeling is like the more that everyone, or for those of us that have been taking our steps back, just kind of pulling ourselves out of the picture more and being like, okay, stepping, like almost like just walking back out of the movie. Like if you could imagine like watching a movie and seeing one of the characters just like low key, just like backing up out of the movie, like whoa, like realizing they're in a movie. Like imagine if an actor like in a movie had like did that when was like, wait, I'm in a movie, and like just like walked off set or like slowly walked off the movie set. Like that would be really weird, right? But it'd be like, I don't know. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, to the outcome here, we have this Ace of Swords, or Ace of Wands. Freudian slip, I'm gonna say, because I feel this is really us not just wielding our power, but we're also wielding our truth. We're having to really stand our ground and what it is that we really feel, what it is that we believe in. Because especially with this card, you can see, not even just this card, now that I think about it, with the wand and the rod, it is, even though it's supposed to be symbolic of fire, it's wood. It's a wooden, you know, branch. So it's still got this very earthy energy of grounding this power, of grounding this sense of confidence, and not just confidence, but truth. It's, if you can even imagine the way like the light is coming down this card, the way the fire can be coming down our chakra of us coming into enlightenment, and just imagine it the way down the chakras of us realizing, and then us perceiving it, right? And then us, you know, speaking it, or us really communicating that, or even just communicating that with ourselves, then down into our heart, us feeling that, moving through to the solar plexus of like, okay, so now that I feel that, moving into, oh, okay, so I feel this, and now I know that I can do this. I can do this. Coming all the way down through, you know, the sacral to the root of being, you know, confident and secure in it. Feeling confident to blaze the fire and blaze the trail. Wielding our truth in a very passionate way. I'm also just seeing this again, as I mentioned, I do just receive this as like crown chakra activation. See if there's anything else I just wanted to think of. I mean, even the way that I'm seeing this here, as I mentioned before, the way that we're feeling internally is, you know, that's beginning of the manifestation. And so you can even see that in this spread, with this being our current position and this being the hidden factors. So we're in both of these being these moon cards, and it's Taurus and Libra. So it's this Venusian, or I believe that's how I pronounce it, energy of love, of beauty, of what's just, what's fair. And feeling maybe like you're just not resonating with, or feeling like things are not fair, or things are not appearing as the way that it intends to be. I'm just seeing this as in reverse. I'm seeing this as like duplicity, as duality of that, not just coming to light, but that's just really the energy that starts to come to the fore of like, okay, so there's just this huge, or no, that could even be it, where there's just like a not just a shift, but a split in the reality, a split where you've got half of people that are feeling one way and half of people that are feeling another. Or you have half of the people that are like outside and they're seeing it, or not outside seeing it, but the people that are starting to see through and the people that aren't. And that becoming more and more clear. Like, again, how I mentioned about the hypocrisy of things starting to show more. I don't really pay too much attention to the news, but I feel like even, I think the last thing I seen on Instagram was something about children concentration camps. And I was just like, I mean, of course I was appalled, but it was just like, how can you wrap your mind around the irony of being like this? These people are ruining American or whatever, are ruining family values. So let's bust up families. Like, it's just really interesting, regardless of your political affiliation. It was just really interesting to see myself, and I think a lot of people have been just feeling this themselves as they see things on the political sphere, not just even the political sphere, anything you look at, even when you look in pop culture, you can see just like the cognitive dissonance that's starting to come more and more and more to everyone's awareness. Also because celebrities are people too, and they're not immune as well. So it all plays a part, right? So I just want to talk a little bit about the bottom of the deck, and then I'll go into the oracle cards, and of course we'll round it off. So we have Death, Temperance, and Eight of Wands. So this is very I'm seeing this almost as like this Eight of Wands is really just furthering the flame and just like fanning the flame, really. The way that you can even look at death is, I mean, death is not a change that you can stop. It's something that's going to happen, but it can be very much a slow transformational process. It's not something that happens very quickly or anything like that. But we do have this Eight of Wands, and then we have Temperance here. And as you can see, there is this, they do have the sigils for Capricorn and Scorpio. And so it's this it's space of the way you can even see this, the way that they have this in this card of the electricity, of the air, and of the water. Or you can really even just see this as like they have like the water and the fire down here signified with like the feline face. You can see like the flames on the side. It's these energies creating like this very pop, like electricity and water. Like water is a great conductor. And so that's kind of the way that I'm seeing this, as water just kind of being like the middleman, is being the conductor, is being very conducive to both of this air, this crackling, very inspirational, just like popping of thought, of idea, of inspiration, mixing with this fire, this passion, spiritual passion of enlightenment on both sides. Even when you look in the center, it's not just I believe that's the Star of David, but I believe I mentioned this before of the Merkaba activations going on. So you can even see that here. Just seeing any other things. There's just this great alchemization going on, and even just the mention of the daughter of reconcilers. So again mention this back with not just like this Libra, this Moon and Libra energy here, but also of also with the Six of Pentacles. But what was that I was gonna say? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. The Lovers card that we had, I believe, last week in the weekly reading, but not even just that. But this is, this is the, I don't want to say conclusion, but it's the counter or the other side of that. Of that alchemization, or the Lovers is like the union. That's just really that's the union. That's the first union and intermingling, and not just the intermingling, but it's all about the process of that. The process of self versus other, and of not just when we think of sex, it's very much in this very specific way, but it's very much about the yin and yang. It's about needing, the polarity. I believe as the peace dealer, if y'all don't follow him already, do so. But how he mentioned, like, just with batteries, like, you're not able to put a plus into the plus side of any kind of not outlet, but you know what I mean. It's got to go with the opposites. There's the polarity. I mean, opposites attract. We say it all the time. There's songs about it. We learn about it even with magnets. We know about this. The fact that there's a north and a south pole. Like, we have all of these lessons of duality in our own lives, and where we learn how there is a way for them both to work together. And so I feel like even that's what's coming up, is that this is coming up for those that are able to learn to alchemize it, or those that are going to really stay stuck in this space of right and wrong, or, just really of there having to be a cut and dry way of looking at things. Of not realizing, like, the only thing constant is change. The only thing that everything is possible. That there is, and not just that, but it's about, also just see it's also about relinquishing control and learning about gaining your own source of power. Instead of needing to see other people's wands, like, you can even see this as that way, like the way that a lot of us can be in the state of thinking not just that we need answers outside of ourselves, but even like putting other people on the pedestal. And I feel like a lot of us have even been seeing not just people that maybe we admire, but just seeing the ways in which the people in our own lives, where it's really, we put certain expectations on them. We have this picture and this idea and illusion of who they are and who they are supposed to be to us. And the key word is who we thought they were supposed to be. And really, I feel like as the curtain comes down, it's us seeing everyone for who they are, for good and bad or the worst, Or now it's like, okay, now you're really able to be a bit more, not even a bit more, you're able to be a lot more, I would say, personally discerning, because now the curtains are coming down, but I think a lot of people can get confused because it's like, wait, this is not what I thought it was. And it can be, you can get stuck in a space of not relying on what it is that you're currently feeling, like, we're not relying on the fact that maybe the way you're feeling isn't logical. But I'm going to end it at that because I feel like maybe I'm going on a little bit too long. Let me see what my time is at. Oh, yeah, I am. I'm already at 30 minutes. I'm definitely going to have to cut this video, or it's going to have to be put together. So let me just go ahead and do that. Then I'll stop it here and then I'll put them together. Alright, so let me get into the oracle cards. We have the magenta dragon here and the dark blue galactic dragon. So I really like both of these because I both think these are reflective of Neptune retrograde. Really, when I see the dark blue galactic dragon, that's the first thing that I think of. I think of Neptune. I think of, the stars and space and cosmos and just the mystery of it all. And even just the way that this magenta dragon looks, the way that it's coming out of this veil, this curtain, and it kind of being lit little on flames. So it's not just like they're coming through the curtain, it's almost being like burnt through. There's no turning back. There is no going back to not seeing. Both the cards do say, enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom, awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding, prepare for accelerated ascension. And the dark blue galactic dragon says, help you listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. So I do want to go ahead and read these for those that enjoy the passages. Not just that, but I think there's some important little bits in there that I feel will activate people or leave them with something to think about or be able to look up later. So I'll read about the magenta dragons. Glorious fifth dimensional magenta dragons accompany us on our eternal soul journey as we experience and learn from all the universes, planes, and dimensions. Actually, hold the card. Make sure that's still... There we go. All right. As they travel with us, they remind us that we are immensely wise and learned beings with so much to offer. Because we have gone through the veils of amnesia, we have forgotten who we truly are. As soon as magenta dragons connect with us, they prepare us to remember our unique role in this universe. They place us in an extraordinary deep pink flame of love, higher spiritual understanding, and wisdom. They work with Archangel Mariel, who is in charge of the soul star chakras of humanity. The dragons prepare the way so that the Archangel can wake us up at a deep soul level. Once we have woken, we can never see ourselves in the same way again. Apologize for my son in the back. We recognize who we truly are and bring forward our soul wisdom. This is a card of accelerated ascension. A magenta dragon is here to remind you that you are an illumined soul carrying much wisdom. It is helping you to dissolve any remaining veils of illusion and preparing you to become an enlightened one. It has come to you now to remind you that all is love, for we are all one. It is time to see all things with the wise inner eyes of truth. Treat everyone as if they were you. Your guidance is to sit quietly with your magenta dragon and open the door to your vast soul memories to open. When you reveal to yourself who you truly are, you will help to bring forward the new golden age. So I believe this also, I uploaded a video yesterday about judging, the judging of others, which is ultimately us judging ourselves, but really just talking about how some of the past recent events I feel really were a good way for us to kind of look at the way that we do treat other people, the way we treat not just other people, but the way that we disagree with, or the people that we would normally deem bad people, and just really having to spend time reconciling our feelings around love and what being a real lover is. And not just that, but I did post a quote from the Bible. I'm not really Christian or anything like that, but the Bible is really the closest thing that I do know anything of. And I only remember very much of this love quote that people bring up a lot, and I did post on Instagram about, love being kind and patient, and it does not, keep track of wrongs. It doesn't keep track of who did what and when and where. It's not about that, it's not about judging other people. It's about recognizing that people are worth more than their action and worth more than just the sum of their contribution to things, and seeing that because they are alive that they are of worth to begin with. If you're alive, then you're loved and deserving of love. And that being like point blank period. Really truly opening your heart to that belief. And not even just belief, to that truth. And then going with the dark blue galactic dragon. These dragons shimmer with gold sparkles of cosmic wisdom, for they harness the light of the stars, planets, and constellations. When we are ready, they touch us with this light, enabling us to embody the illumined energy and wisdom they contain. While many of us are now able to attune to the ninth dimension, it is still an awesome light, filled with joy, love, and wisdom beyond our current comprehension. Dark blue galactic dragons can send bursts of this cosmic searchlight through us to ignite the hidden codes of our master blueprint, the seventh dimensional light of our soul, so that we can listen to the voice of the universe. Remember, our soul must be at least 7-dimensional for us to receive permission to incarnate on Earth. Your soul journey has taken you to the stars and beyond. The dark blue galactic dragons now invite you to communicate with the masters of the universe, the Intergalactic Council, where they can contribute your energy for the smooth ascension of the planet. It is time to listen and serve. Ask the wondrous dragon who has come to you to tune you into the Intergalactic Council, where you will be offered the honor of petitioning the council. Decide whether your petition is for the welfare of animals or humanity, or to assist the ascension of the planet. Then ask the dragon to take you to the council to present your petition. Dark blue galactic dragons will also instruct you during meditation or sleep. This will enable you to serve in a galactic capacity and will hugely expand your energy fields. So, again, I really feel this is about us really having to spend more and more time not just sleeping and meditating, but I really see it just as us detaching from certain programs so that we're really able to discern what is really our true essence, what is our most true original frequency. So I'm going to end it there because I can hear my kids and everybody in the back, so I'm going to go run off to them. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, all of that amazing stuff. I hope that this resonates and helps you guys in some way. I am intending to get these out in a more timely manner, but things just happen when they have to happen, so I'm just appreciative for those that are patient and just supportive anyway. I believe that's really it. I still have to put out the daily video for today, so I believe I'll be putting that out a little closer tonight. But I should get back onto my regular schedule for tomorrow. As I mentioned before, the summer solstice video should be up definitely, I feel like, by tomorrow. But either way, it'll be up when it needs to get up. But again, thank you guys so much. I hope this reaches you well. And I hope you guys having a wonderful, wonderful week. Check out the dailies. Those are filled with plenty of info. And that's usually where I'm actually going more in depth with the planetary energies. So, without further ado, I will leave you guys to enjoy the rest of your week. And until next time, bye.